Okay, here we are, up in the studio. We talked about this in the audio, and wow. So what is this here? This is incredible.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I pulled out all my bridal collection for this weekend. So this weekend, Discover Gloucester, along with the hotels in the area, like the Blue Shutters Inn and Beauport Hotel, are doing a girls' getaway special weekend in conjunction with the bridal expo that's going on down at Cruiseport. Mm-hmm. So I'm participating in that promotion. So I pulled out all my white sea glass to show the brides-to-be, you know, pieces that would be available for them to wear or have as gifts for their bridal parties. And then the rest of the collection is around you. And the studio's nice and clean. It's usually not all this neat and clean, but I figured I might get a few visitors this weekend, I hope.
And this is where you create up here?
I do. I create in this little corner. Mm-hmm. I just kind of finished putting everything away to get organized for the weekend. But I start right there with the jars.
You got to tell me about these.
I know. And then I pull these out. These are great. I don't know what they're from, but my mother gave these to me. And, you know, I kind of repurpose things. I have everything from dental instruments to...
Dental instruments,
yeah,
all right.
Peanut butter jars, peanut butter, you know, everything. Because I'm constantly sorting. I mean, I start with these gigantic, you know, I'll get a yogurt container full of sea glass out on the beach, and then I dump it. First I have to wash it in bleach and water, and then I dump it here, and then I sort it. First by color, and then when I have time, I'll pull things out, and then I go down by size, and you can see in the pottery,
Are there, is there any rhyme or reason to the way the jars are filled? Tell me about this.
As soon as they get filled, I start another jar.
Okay, but I mean, there's probably, you know, 10 years of glass in there. Wow.
Oh, actually, no, that's over 20 years of glass.
20 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
So I underestimated that. Oh my goodness
that's over
gracious.
20 years ago. Let me just show you one other thing while you're here, Rick.
Okay.
So this is, I have to give some credit to Carol Lambert. So Carol was the queen of sea glass. She lives up in Maine right now. So that's one of her books. And she also wrote, this is her first book, which came out back in, this came out maybe in 2001, because our Sea Glass Festival was in 2003, and that's when we gave it a big debut. And so in this book, Carol talks about the history of sea glass, where it's found, and how the pieces get formed. And for the real, you know, this is a collector's item. I mean, this is an amazing book. And then she did a follow-on book called The Passion for Sea Glass. And she came up to my studio and featured my work in this section. And I was so honored, because I certainly I wasn't one of the first sea glass jewelers. I mean, there are many other people, but I'm definitely one of the few that still works exclusively with real sea glass. And I think that's, for me, that's one of the keys, but it's also a constant educational process, so that everybody understands that this is a rare and even more, you know, becoming rarer medium to work with. And it's very interesting, because I really do let the shape and the size and the colors form the designs.
Well, I got to tell you, looking at the jars now, okay?
Yes.
And then coming over here and seeing this, that's quite a leap, I got to tell you. For me, it's quite a leap, but you envision stuff and you're able to put this together. This is amazing.
Over here for a minute.
All right, hold on. Let me swing the camera back around here. Okay.
So this is something I'm really proud of, because I had these exquisite bottlenecks, and they're so rare.
Oh.
And I had been collecting them, but I really wasn't sure what to do with them. Imagine they started out as a bottle 100 years ago, and then they got broken, and then they formed like this. So it took me a really long time to see what kind of breakthrough design can I come up with. So these are now my bottleneck beauties.
I bet no one else has done that.
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
And then I have the honor of having work of other artists involved here. These beads, these beautiful beads here, are all made by Beth Williams downtown.
Unbelievable.
And she's somebody, if you haven't interviewed, you really have to go talk to
okay.
Beth. Because she's a really world-class lamp worker. So she makes those beautiful beads.
Fantastic. All right, and I'm going to swing around over here, the final corner over here.
Right? So now you have the rest of the collection showing up. So in addition to the hair accessories, which, by the way, there's probably 200 or 300 barrettes rolled up in the corner. So you're
Okay.
not seeing all of those, but we have earrings, which are very popular. We have hair forks. We have, this is the latest thing, leather, sea glass and leather bracelets, which are really fun.
Cool.
Maybe get a younger crowd in here. More earrings. These are layered look. Remember I talked to you a little bit about sculptural look?
Right.
You know, so that's kind of, get a flavor for that. This sort of a bracelet as well. So it's really constantly innovating around what I can do with the different shapes and sizes. Brooches down here. And I'll show you something interesting over here. Something really old-fashioned. And one of the guys on my husband's paint crew actually suggested this. These are called button covers.
Button covers.
Button covers. So this
Okay.
is something from initially the Victorian era that mostly men would wear instead of a tie or a cravat. And so this is sort of I call this section here is the unisex
Okay.
department.
All right.
So-
Well, thank you for the tour. Fantastic.